Welcome back. So in previous lecture we have seen the conditions for acceptable wave functions, and there we have tried to solve some see some example whether that given functions are acceptable or not. Now in this lecture we will try to understand what are the various operations that we can do on the given okay operator. Okay, so first of all we need to understand what do you mean by that operators. Okay, and next what do you mean by that various operations that we are going to carry out on the operators. Okay, so basically the operator is a function of a function. Okay, so operator is nothing but a function of a function. So for example, suppose if I am given a function of say sin x, so this is my function. Okay, one function is there, my sin x, and if I want to differentiate this function with respect to say x, so this differentiation or the operation of differentiation, okay, operation of differentiation is indirectly called as operator. Okay, so differentiation operator is nothing but d by dx. Okay, so operator is nothing but what? So operator is defined as a symbol or a mathematical procedure. Okay, simply we can say that it is a symbol or a mathematical procedure which has to operate on a mathematical function. Okay, so there must be operator. Okay, operator which is operating on a function. Okay, so both of these things are simultaneous. Okay, so we cannot have the only one thing at a time. Means if suppose we are having only function, then operator has no significance, and if we have the operator without function, then also it has no significance, its own significance. These both operator and function will only have its significance if they have been in simultaneous manners. So operator and function should be in the corresponding manners. Okay, now consider some of the properties of operators. Like operator when considered, uh, it's only symbol or a rule or the procedure. Okay, and if we have given the operator individually, it has no meaning or it will be insignificant. Okay, insignificant. So operator is always denoted by a capital letter with a cap on it. For example, suppose my a is a operator, then I will represent by it as a cap. Okay, so if my operator is generally represented by capital letter with cap given on them. Okay, the operator will convert my original function say f of x into g of x. Means my original function, say suppose again consider that, suppose my f of x is nothing but sin x. Okay, this is my function sin x, and my operator is derivative operator, that is d by dx. And if I want to operate this operator on this function, okay, so the procedure is what? First we need to operate the operator. Okay, so operator is d by dx operating on sin x, so answer is what? Cos x. So once we operate the operator on a function, we get the another function. Okay, we get the another function. So this is called as the operator which convert the one function into another function. Okay, so here one function is converted into, okay, sin x is converted into cos x. Okay, now consider the various mathematical that operations or the algebra of the operator. Simply we can say that what are the various algebraic operations that we can see in the operators. Okay, so first is the addition of operators. Okay, so previously we have seen certain rules for the differentiation, also for UV rule of addition, multiplication. Okay, so there we have seen that for differentiation of u plus v or u minus v, suppose a and b are my okay, here a and b are the operators, not the functions. Okay, so we need to consider one operator operating on two functions. Okay, one operator operating on say two function u plus v. So this is different and this is also different. Okay, so in this case what happening, the operator is operating on two functions, operator is operating on two functions. But in this case, that is for specifically if you consider the addition of two operators, here the two operators are operating on same functions. Okay, so this is the difference between what we have seen in the differentiation case and now we are seeing for these operators. Okay, so here two operators are operating on one function, that is f of x, and in previously we are having two functions and one single operator, that is differentiation operator. Now consider what is the change in this addition of operators. So addition of operator will be same. Okay, same as that of the like general addition. So operator a plus operator b of f of x gives the operator a first acting on f of x plus operator b operating on f of x. Okay, so the answer might be some another function g of x plus h of x. So for example, we can say that suppose my function one function is one operator is, okay, my function is again sin x and my operators are, okay, I am having the two different operators. First one is the first order derivative, second one is the second order derivative. So here I am having two operators operating on a same function, that is sin of x. So what I should do, first I should take first order differentiation plus second order differentiation of this. Okay, so my answer should be like first order derivative of sine is cos x and first order derivative of sin x is cos x and cos x derivative is minus sin x. Okay, minus sin x. Okay, minus sin x. So overall I can say that that operator a plus b acting on this whole things. Okay, okay, next is again subtraction of the operators is same. For addition and subtraction we are having the same type of operations. Okay, now multiplication of the two operators. Okay, now multiplication of two operators means that operators operating one after the another on the same function, the order of operating is different. Okay, order of operating is different means what, say suppose I am having again two operator a cap b cap operating on again function f of x. This is not equals to same as that of the b cap a cap f of x. Okay, means what, if operator 1 then operator 2 operating on my function f of x, which is not same as that second operator then first operator and function. Okay, and if suppose these are equal, okay, there is one important condition. If a cap b cap operating on function f of x is equals to b cap a cap into f of x, then we can say that two operators are commutator operator or commuting each other. The two operators are commuting to each other. Okay, so what is the difference in this multiplication of the operator, that we will see by that specifically by solving the example. Okay, so consider the this first example here. So suppose my first operator is 5x square. Okay, 5x square, and second operator is the derivative. Okay, so this 5x square is not my function, it is operator. So once we have been given this type of operator, we simply multiply the function by this. Okay, and b is the operator of differentiation. Okay, so what are the operators and whether they are commutator or not, that we need to check. Okay, so the given function is what, sin x. Okay, given function is sin x. So first we have to solve for a cap b cap of f of x. Okay, so a cap is what? My 5x square into derivative of, just a minute. Okay, so now consider this a cap b cap f of x is equals to what? First we need to have the a cap, which is 5x square into d by dx of, that is b cap is nothing but d by dx of that sin x. Okay, for sin x derivative is what? Cos x. So my answer will be 5x square into cos x. So this is the, once we are operating like this. Okay, a cap into b cap of f of x. Now suppose I revert the condition, that is first I have operated b cap, then a cap, then f of x. Okay, then what will be the change? Then I have to use first b cap is what? My d by dx operating on a cap. A cap is nothing but what? 5x square operating on my function, that is sin x. Okay, sin x. So first I need to operate this. Okay, so what will be the my answer? The next step will be, next step is my, is equals to 5, not 5. Okay, my d by dx will remain as it is into 5x square into sin x. Okay, so I have here operated a cap on my given function. Now next I need to solve this. Okay, so how will I solve this? This 5 is constant, d by dx of x square into sin x. So here we have to use the UV rule of multiplication that we have used for the differentiation. Okay, so by using that rule I get the answer. Okay, and previously what here we have got the answer, simply 5x square into cos x. Okay, so here I have got the answer as 5x square into cos x. But if I solve for opposite manner, means b cap a cap, then I am not getting the same answer. So we can simply say that the given operators are not commutator for the given function. Okay, given operators are not commutator for the given function. Now consider the second example. So again we have been given the two operator. One is the first order derivative, that is a cap is nothing but first order derivative, b cap is second order derivative, and the given function is cos 3x. Then show that the given operator a cap and b cap are the commutator or not. Okay, so again we will follow the same procedure, that is first d by dx, a cap is d by dx, then b cap is d2 by dx square cos 3x. So double derivative means we need to take the 2 times differentiation. So first derivative of cos 3x is minus sin x into derivative of 3x is minus 3. So we have taken this minus 3 here. So again we need to differentiate this. So sin derivative is again cos, so minus, as it is remain, sin will be remain as it is, so minus 9 cos 3x. Okay, and finally we get the 27 sin 3x, because the derivative of cos x is again minus sin x, so minus minus will become plus. Okay, so that is my first operation. Means suppose if I operating in the manner a cap b cap f of x. Now suppose I am operating in the reverse manner, means b cap a cap f of x. Then what will be the change? First I need to take the first order derivative, then second order derivative. So first order derivative of cos 3x is, it is, okay, so cos 3x first derivative is minus 3 sin x. So again derivative minus 9 cos 3x, and again finally we get the this. Okay, 27 sin x sin 3x. So from equation 1 and 2 we can say that the a cap b cap of f of x is equals to b cap f a cap f of x. So we can say that the given operators, which operators are there? D by dx, is the one operator, that is a cap, and second order derivative, that is d2 upon dx square. This is my second operator. So both of these operators are commutator with respect to each other. Okay, commutator with respect to each other. So that is the three operations that are the algebra of the our operators, that is addition, subtraction and multiplication of the operators. Okay, now next is the linear operator. What do you mean by the linear operator? Okay, so for the definition of linear operator is that an operator is said to be linear if it is applied on a sum of two function, give the result which is equals to the sum of operator operating on the two function separately. Okay, so this word is important here, separately. Means what? Suppose I am having the two function, as if like we are getting for UV rule. Okay, suppose my d by dx operating on u plus v, it should be equals to d by dx of u plus d by dx of v. If I am getting these both results equal, then only I can say that given function is a linear. Okay, then only I can say that given operator is a linear. Okay, also there is one another condition, that is a function operated by operator a having certain constant value. So if I taking constant outside, then we get the operator operating on that function. Okay, this condition is mostly satisfied, but for linear operator this condition is quite sometimes it may be satisfied, sometimes it may not be satisfied. Okay, so that is the condition. So consider the example where the operator is d by dx operating on the two function, that is f of x and g of x. So the linear function operator, because it will satisfy both the condition, that is derivative of this function, addition of that two function gives the derivative of first function plus derivative of second function. Okay, so that is the condition for the linear operator. Okay, now next consider what do you mean by that Hermitian operators. Okay, Hermitian operator. So Hermitian operator is nothing but, if suppose I am having the two wave functions or the two functions I1 and psi2 with the two suitable eigenvalues for the function is x, and a cap is being the operator, such that the following relation will prove that. Okay, which relation? So here is that relation. Okay, so integration of first function, then operator operating on second function, which should be equals to integration of second function into operator operating on the first function. Okay, so means if we have like reverse the order of operation on the particular function, and if we integrate that whole equation, we should get the equal values. Then only we can say that two functions are Hermitian. Given operator is the Hermitian operator. Okay, and for the operator to be except for the quantum mechanical operation, that two condition, that is operator must satisfy these two condition, that is it should be linear, and second it must be the Hermitian operator. Okay, so these two condition has to be satisfied in order to say that given operator is acceptable in the quantum mechanics or not, because there is a postulates that we will see okay later on, that for every system we can get the certain operators. Okay, wave functions are there, but for wave functions there should be like certain operations to operate on that wave functions. So for acceptable operators also we have having the two conditions, that is one is the it should be linear, and second one is the it should be Hermitian in nature. Okay, so we'll see that okay, for example we can say that suppose I am having the two wave function, that is psi x is equals to e raised to ix. This I is nothing but imaginary number, and phi is my sine of x. So these different functions are given of a function of same variable, that is x. and given operator is the double derivative, okay, second order derivative is the Hermitian operator for the given function. So we need to find out whether the given operator, that is second order derivative, is a Hermitian operator for the given two functions or not. Okay, so for that we will follow the procedure as, so give condition for Hermitian operator is what? So condition for Hermitian operator is we need to integrate that function, okay, over the given volume element. Okay, we need to integrate the given functions over the volume element with the condition that first we need to operate operator on one function, then secondly we need to operate that operator on the second function, and we need to integrate that outcome. Okay, so now consider my psi is nothing but what? E raised to ix, operator is d2 by dx square, okay, here it should be square, into sin x. Okay, so consider for the LHS, consider that for the LHS. So we get this integration of sin x is what? Sorry, derivative of sin x is cos x, and derivative again second order derivative is minus sin x. So we get the e raised to ix into minus sin x. So finally we get this, okay, minus of e raised to ix into sin x. Now this is my equation 1, say equation 1. Now consider the second way. Just okay, now consider the second way in which we need to operate that operator on the psi. Okay, here psi is what? E raised to ix. So first order derivative of e is, okay, e raised to x into derivative of ix. So derivative of ix is I, and again next second order derivative it will be comes out to be the I square into e raised to ix, and the value of I square, which is imaginary number, its value is minus 1. Okay, so value of I square is nothing but minus 1. Okay, minus 1 just. So value of I square is minus 1. So we get the same function. So from equation 1 and 2 we can see that operator A is a Hermitian operator. Okay, operator A is a Hermitian operator for the operation functions like e raised to ix and sin x. Okay, so like theoretical question might be asked in such a manner that explain the terms like linear operator and Hermitian operators. Okay, explain the terms like linear operator or Hermitian operator.